kind of waiting on some stragglers to come up, but I wanted to say how grateful I am, how grateful all of Alyx's friends are that we would gather here to celebrate her life, however short it was. I want to give you kind of a rundown of, I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to have a moment of silence, a prayer, then I'll give you kind of an update about the dogs, and then myself, her friend Jack from Texas, her brother Daniel, and a couple other people are going to speak. And we're going to kind of try to limit it kind of to that. If you feel compelled to absolutely say something, I would just ask you to keep it brief. Morning. I guess I would ask right now that we just all bow our heads and just kind of give a thought of our own, the energy of Alyx and her life with us. You all. At this time I'd like to introduce Alyx's brother Daniel, Tyler, Texas. I think he'd like to read a prayer. Daniel.
Lord God, creator of heaven and earth and all that is in it, we gather today as a hurting people needing your care. We're individually grabbed by the shock of Alyx's passing from this life. I've read her words of discouragement and despair. I can only hope that by your grace, she at one time accepted the sacrifice Jesus, your son, made to cover sins that affect all humanity, paying a price that we can't pay. Lord, may it be that Alyx is with you now, experiencing a peaceful existence she so much wanted for all eternity. Jesus told us, in my Father's house are many dwelling places. If it were not so, I would have told you. For I go to prepare a place for you. If I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also. Lord, please meet us where we are and soothe our hearts and minds to know the security you freely offer, with full understanding that hardships are still to be endured due to the sin that infects us. Thank you for the encouragement Jesus provided when he said, "These things I have spoken to you, so that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation, but take courage. I have overcome the world." May your word be blessed. Amen.
I guess kind of a couple of announcements. Betty Resch had a great idea she's got some like biodegradable paper that she can hand out to people. You can write a little note, a personal note if you'd like, to Alyx, or whatever you care to write. And then maybe later or whatever time you want to, you can take it out to the pier, put it in the ocean, take it with you, do what you like. An update on the dogs. As of this moment, we haven't found a set home for them. A lot of you probably saw the article in yesterday's paper about the dogs and the offer to find a place for them permanently. They're safe with me now, and Celestial's been instrumental in helping me, as well as Pause on the Avenue. And they're in good hands now. But please, if you know someone that you can talk to, Celestial, myself, Pause on the Avenue, any other animal people, we'd be very grateful. Obviously, they were the love of Alyx's life, and they probably one of the great attributes to her existence on this planet. I don't see. Has anyone seen Tiki Tom? Y'all know who Tiki Tom is, right? All right, maybe you should work it out. I think at this time, you're gonna have to excuse me if I check my notes. But I think we're gonna have speakers. Yeah. So who wants to go first? That's gonna be me. Okay. You know what? How honored am I to be in front of all of you, every one of you. How lucky, how privileged. What do you say to a group of people like this? How do I tell you about Alyx? Half of you knew her 10 times longer than I did. What do I say that you don't already know? That you don't already feel? You know, this kind of love, it's rare. But I recognize it. I had great parents that loved me and taught me to recognize good qualities in other people. I am blessed that I knew Alyx was an exceptional human being. Exceptional. And you're proof. Living proof of what an amazing human being, a giving person. Alyx was big picture, not little achievements. We went through her house, all her stuff, photos, we're all looking around. There's no awards, there's no plaques, there's no honorariums, no ribbons. She did what she did because it was the right thing to do. She had the highest integrity. You know that. Again, how do I tell you these things? Things you already know, things you felt, things you believed and loved about her. I've always been attracted to strong women. I was wholly unqualified to be in this position. What an amazing, amazing challenge she was. What an inspiration. What a great love. How lucky am I. I had all these wonderful things I wrote down over the nights. And all this week has been is a giant whack-a-mole game of blame and anger and fear and denial. I've been trapped in an emotional cul-de-sac of woulda, shoulda, coulda. And it's pointless. I loved Alyx like you loved Alyx. Just on different levels and different ways. You know? I thank you all for coming. I thank you all for loving her. She thrived on the connection she had with each and every one of you. Whether you called her, texted her, emailed her, whatever it was, Facebooked her, she's just, she was involved, and she touched you in some way. I guess if I had to say anything at all about this, is Alyx wanted to get things done. My nickname for her was the Solutionator, because if she saw a problem, she was going to find a solution. Something was going to get done. If she had any message that I could convey to you through me that she left me, was that be the change you want to see in the world. It's as simple as that. Something's not working out, then change. You change, make it change, do something. Do the best you can, be the best you can. Say what you mean, and mean what you say. These all sound cliche. This is how this woman lived her life. This isn't just something I came up with. These are all phrases. Thrive instead of survive. You know? What a beautiful group of people you are. How lucky am I? Thank you all very much for coming. I think our next speaker is going to be her good and dear friend Jack from Texas. This is Jack Kinflow, everyone. Look
at all of you. I think everyone here made an individual connection with Alyx. However you met her, whatever circumstance, in whatever situation that you met her, you know that she was present with you. She was there. She was there for you. She gave. She gave and gave. But I think what really, really mattered to Alyx, having known her for a very long time, was that she found here a community. And I think it would be very, very appropriate for everyone in this group to look at each other right now and realize that you are her community. And this is the community that will go on with her memory. I don't want to be too pushy, but please look at each other right now. Look to your left, look to your right, turn around. This is an amazing group of people. I don't know any of you. I'm not from this community. I helped her move here when she moved here. I drove the truck with all of her possessions in it. I got stopped at the border of Alabama, by golly. But I have only visited her in other places since then. I had not been back here. Circumstances. But I know that this is what she wanted in her life, was a community of people that cared and wanted to have a place that they could continually and always seek to make better the world. I have an awful lot more inside of me, but I do not want to say any more right now. I'll be happy to spend time with any and all of you later in a later gathering. Thank you all for coming.
This is Alex's dear friend Richard Blanco from Miami. This is kind of the Miami contingent, along with a whole bunch of other people. I'm sure you're here somewhere in Miami. He's come all the way down from Massachusetts. Maine. It's a long walk. He's very tired. He's not going to speak long. Thank you. Amazing poet.
I guess I just wanted to share. I met Alyx about 12 years ago, and she just walked up to me at a book fair party with that smile.
Richard, I'm sorry, a little louder.
Oh, with that smile that she would put on. And she just said, "I love your work." And I fell in love immediately. I called my boyfriend and I said, "I think I just made a date with a girl. I'm not sure what's going on." So I asked her out for about 2 or 3 weeks. We kind of dated, I think. And it was, like many of you probably, it was love at first sight. And that charm and that incredible smile that just kept with me all this time. And as a writer, she shared with me some of her work. I don't know how familiar you guys are. And I just wanted to sort of read a little bit of her own words in here. Just a couple of excerpts which I think will be not too long. So she writes, "According to report cards and teacher's notes, I was an average student with a vivid imagination. Book-wise and insatiably curious, I dreamt of a world beyond my own. I hid a lot. I spied on people, and my favorite book was Harriet the Spy, which I dragged around in a backpack, crammed full of ballpoint pens, notebooks, a flashlight, peanut butter crackers, and a canteen prepared for my assignment. I frequently left the confines of our cul-de-sac Christmas Cove. It was an easy place to want to leave. Nestled in the wasteland of concrete and strip malls, our neighborhood offered up 14 mediocre houses of boring 1960s middle-class architecture. Even as a child, I hungered for something bigger. And I think that captured a lot of the spirit of the memoir and what her journey was all about. That something bigger she was always after. So anyway.
Richard, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Now, what you don't know is Alyx was writing a book. Unfortunately, in December, she kind of came up with this idea that I'm not a writer. That was crushing to hear her say I'm not a writer. She'd worked on this, and it was about you. These characters were these people from Lake Worth, and from Miami, and from the Dominican, and from Haiti. All these amazing places. Vietnam. You know, she worked on a rice paddy in Vietnam? Yep, she picked rice for like 2 or 3 days in Vietnam. She was just incredible. And she's right. The first thing I was going to say, you see Alyx, what do you see? The smile, and what's that followed by? The laugh. And every one of you just knew exactly what I was talking about. And then, of course, her great work. As Tiki Tom, is Tiki Tom here? Tom?
He was in the way.
He was. All right. All right. Oh, yeah, I wanted to remind you all, and you may not know this, but from here, we're all going to go over to Compass, which is basically at the intersection of 2nd and Dixie, Donald and Taylor, am I right? Yep. Across from Publix. Solid blue building, you cannot miss it. We would love to have you guys come over there. It's a bit more intimate. There'll be something to drink. We can talk more one-on-one. We'd love to have you. Compass would love to have you. They basically...
Repeat the address? I'm sorry.
No, that's quite all right. That's quite all right.
Repeat the address?
It's basically...
201 North Dixie.
201 North Dixie. 201 North Dixie. So we'd love to have you there. Can you think of anything else? Announcements?
Oh, thank you, Chief.
Oh, yeah, no. The thank yous could take hours. In particular, I don't want to... I'm so sorry.
I have a list of the
No, I'm sorry that I didn't first say you. This is Mary Dunning, everyone. A little round of applause for Mary Dunning. And again, her daughters were very close to Alyx. They've been such a massive help, Celestial. So kind. I told, there's the man. I love you, Tom. Come up here, brother. I told Celestial this morning I was convinced that she was Alyx's kind of guardian angel for the dogs. It's been such a help. Good morning. Morning. Can I get a hug? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend Tom, Tiki Tom. He's Alyx's friend. He's all of our friends. I'm going to let him say a couple of words about this piece of art he's created.
Hello. Hello?
Good morning. You just got it.
No, it's Mike.
Oh, okay. Anyway, hello. I've been Alyx's friend for 6 years. My name is Thomas Basnet. They call me Tiki Tom. Alyx has been a big inspiration in my life. She's the most amazing person I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm totally at a loss for words for what happened.
That's all right, man. All right.
And I just, knowing Alyx has totally made me a better person because she set such a good example of giving to the community and helping people and being there as a supportive friend. And I just love her and miss her so much. And Lake Worth is never going to be the same without her. And I loved her. She was an amazing human being, and just really a big hole in the universe where her presence and her beauty was. But her death is gonna not stop me from trying to be positive, and I'm gonna try to make her proud. I know, if there's such thing as heaven, that she is there, and she's probably organizing the angels to come down and
She brought a rainbow.
far out. Thank you, Alyx, for the rainbow. I don't know what else to say but that you could see her beautiful smile from a freaking mile away when she would come walking up with her dogs, and she made it to every art show I've ever done, and just knowing that she was there made me feel great. And I'm gonna try to live my life to make her proud. You know, that's all I can say. And I just I can see that she had so many people loved her, and I loved her very much. And peace to Alyx, and I hope everybody will keep her in their thoughts and prayers.
Why don't you tell us about your art? What was you creating today?
This piece, I know Alyx loved flowers, and I was kind of hoping everybody whose life Alyx touched would sign this and write a little something about Alyx on here. And I just wanted to make this as a remembrance to her. And
What's interesting about this is that Tom didn't know that Alyx's favorite flower was a sunflower. I mean, it's just been this weird thing all week of people saying things to me and coming up to me, and just this amalgamation of love. And you guys have been such tremendous, tremendous help. In the slightest, smallest ways, the phone calls we're getting, coming by, thoughts, prayers, cards, talking to each other. You know, we're all hurting so deeply. And you've been such an amazing inspiration and such an amazing help. And it did come from her, didn't it?
I believe that.
We have one more speaker, Daniel, her brother. I'd like to talk to you all. Daniel, if you're ready.
If y'all don't mind, I'm going to read this so I don't forget. I really thank you all for being a friend of my sister. And I'm really glad that this lady felt free to bring a child. We lost one, but we got another one coming up. What I'm going to read here at first may sound a little odd, but if you'll stay with me, I'm going to use it to make a positive point. Alyx had a uniqueness about her that I way too often fail to appreciate and understand. You know, beyond brother and sister fights type stuff. Maybe if I had approached our discussions as a debater, prepared to agree or disagree with her, we would have had more humdinger discussions. She was always definitely ready to do something. It seemed to me she seldom relaxed. With all of her activities and passions, she unfortunately allowed disappointments to linger in her thoughts and rob her of meaningful joy. She was frustrated with this and could never come to a peaceful solution about it. So with that in mind, where do we go from here? My concern coming here from Texas was I knew there was nothing I could do for Alyx now. But my concern is y'all. How's that for Texas? Y'all. Recorded in Ecclesiastes, Scripture says it's better to go to a house of mourning than to go to a house of feasting, because that is the end of every man, and the living takes it to heart. That's what we're doing now. We're gathered because of this sorrowful loss of Alyx, and we're remembering her life. It's my hope that we all concentrate on the most important part of that verse. The living takes it to heart. And consider what God has shown us in Alyx's life. And you just heard it from Tiki Tom. People have asked, why did Alyx choose to do this? Why did I not sense anything was wrong? the last time I saw her. Instead of dwelling on why, I encourage you and me to consider ways that we can remember and honor Alyx by asking, what can I do to provide a need for someone else? After all, she was all about action. Those needs may be physical, spiritual, emotional. They may include such things as tutoring, helping a food bank, supporting or participating in local and foreign missions through churches and parachurch organizations, beautifying areas of the city, definitely making time to be with family, checking on friends and neighbors, donating blood or platelets. The point is, pick something you're interested in or have a curiosity about and purposely pursue action in that direction with the intent of helping someone. I encourage you to do this with no hidden agenda, no strings attached. But remember, keep proper perspective on the priorities in your life and make sure you take time to take care of yourself while you're doing this. Expect bumps in the road because we all get bumped, and sometimes we're bumps to others and possibly to ourselves. Sometimes I forget the advice to try to find something to laugh about when you're in a hard situation. I encourage you to remember the fun and funny things about Alyx and then laugh. Laugh freely. It will help you keep perspective of things in life that are most important. Thank you for being involved in my sister's life.
Again, for anyone that came late, I think you were asking about this. As far as the dogs, nothing's, and again, this is just for people that came late. I'm sorry to repeat myself. But we haven't found anything out about the dogs yet, but we're working very hard on it. The article in yesterday's paper spurred a bunch of phone calls, so we're encouraged. And again, if you know anyone, if you want to help with donations or, ideally what we need is a placement. So any ideas, any suggestions, any help, any point of direction would be greatly appreciated. So I think now we're going to move on to Compass, and we'd love for all of you, we realize not all of you can come or whatever your schedule is, but thank you so much for making a point of coming out this morning. We're very, very grateful. Thank you for the love of Alyx.